Why you're unknowingly one of the most attractive guys around. The Stoic in today's world. Attractiveness is often linked to superficial traits, flashy displays of success or wealth. However, true allure doesn't come from loud gestures or overt demonstrations. Real attraction is rooted in a man's ability to remain composed, exude inner confidence, and stay true to himself regardless of the circumstances. The most attractive men are those who create an environment where others, especially women, feel safe, valued, and understood, all without the need for exaggeration. A man who is emotionally grounded, who maintains his sense of identity and composure in any situation, has a magnetic quality that doesn't require boasting. True charm emanates from his ability to stay calm under pressure, control his emotions, and build authentic, meaningful relationships that are not based on pretenses. This essay delves into the qualities that make a man genuinely attractive: his calm demeanor, his emotional stability, his self-reliance, and his capacity for lasting, unshakable bonds. As the Stoic philosopher Epictetus once said, wealth consists not in having great possessions, but in having few wants. In the same way, true attraction doesn't arise from displaying grandeur, but from mastering yourself and your desires. A man who is at peace with himself naturally becomes magnetic to those around him. 1. Attraction from calmness and inner confidence. One of the most magnetic traits a man can possess is an unshakable calmness, one that doesn't stem from avoidance, but from a deep well of inner strength. This is no passive tranquility, but rather a powerful, almost stoic quality that speaks volumes. Think about it: when a man remains calm under pressure, when the storm rages around him, and he stands resolute. It's not just impressive, it's irresistible. Women can easily recognize this quality. They are drawn to men who don't crumble when faced with stress or conflict, but instead remain poised as if they hold the keys to their own world. This kind of man offers an invisible but potent aura of safety and reliability that creates a magnetic pull. It's the very essence of the old Stoic wisdom. When you have the iron mind to face life's challenges without losing your cool, you become a center of calm in a chaotic world. And let's be clear, women don't just want this, they crave it. They want to know that when things get tough, their man will be the anchor in the storm. But let's take it a step further. This calmness is powered by confidence, true, unshakable confidence that comes from within. A man who doesn't feel the need to constantly prove his worth through flashy words or over-the-top gesture naturally radiates attraction. This kind of confidence isn't loud. It's not about trying to be seen or heard. It's quiet but undeniable. A man who knows his value and walks through life authentically without ever needing to showcase his strength is a man who magnetically draws others to him. It's the kind of confidence the Stoic principles speak of: knowing yourself, trusting your own judgment, and staying true to your values, no matter what others may say or think. This in uncertainty is magnetic because it doesn't demand validation from the outside world. It simply exists. It's this type of man who attracts not through boastful words or unnecessary actions, but through the sheer force of his self-assured presence. That is what makes him truly irresistible. Women are never drawn to men who chase after attention or validation. In fact, it's the opposite that works. Women admire men who quietly know their worth, who live independently, and who don't feel the need to make themselves bigger than they are. These are the men who don't just talk about their strengths, they embody them. They walk with the quiet strength of someone who has developed an iron mind, someone who has mastered the Stoic principles of inner peace, resilience, and strength. It's not about showing off, it's about being. And that stillness, that quiet self-assurance, is what makes a man attractive in a way that's deep lasting and undeniable. So what's the takeaway here? Don't let life's challenges shake you. Don't be the man who loses his temper or gets flustered when things go wrong. Be the man who remains calm and composed regardless of the circumstances. Cultivate your inner confidence and live authentically, not for the approval of others, but because you know your own worth. Embrace the iron mind and old Stoic wisdom that teaches you to remain calm, focused and unshaken. Women are drawn to men who make them feel safe, who stand firm when the world is uncertain. That's where true attraction lies. Be that man. You must embody the Stoic principles, not just for the admiration of others, but for your own peace of mind and strength. That is the ultimate secret to being one of the most attractive men around too. Attraction from emotional control and not chasing instant gratification. In today's fast-paced world, where everyone is seeking quick fixes and immediate pleasure, you might be surprised to find that the most attractive men are those who have mastered the art of emotional control in an age where emotions are often inflated by the constant buzz of social media and external pressures. It's easy to get caught up in the whirlwind. Yet there's a profound Stoic rule that cuts through the noise. True strength lies in control, not reaction. You must understand this. The modern world wants you to feel everything all at once and to express those feelings immediately. But this path is fraught with chaos and fleeting satisfaction. Don't be that guy. Don't give in to the temptation of reacting right away to every emotional trigger. Real emotional maturity is the ability to pause, to breathe, and then to decide how to act. Not because you're being cold, but because you're being wise. Think about it. An attractive man doesn't chase after instant gratification. He doesn't rush to get that quick emotional high that social media or modern distractions promise. Instead, he practices practical Stoicism, a philosophy rooted in the idea that emotional reactions should be measured and intentional, not impulsive in the grand scheme of things. Chasing immediate rewards only leaves you empty. Real satisfaction comes from delayed gratification, from making choices that lead to deeper rewards down the road. This isn't about being emotionally distant or out of touch. Far from it. That is the core misunderstanding of many men today. The Stoic rules and paths of wisdom are not about abandoning emotions. They are about mastering them. When you master your emotions, you stand taller, you become more attractive, and more importantly, you develop a magnetic confidence. You've learned how to withstand the storms that inevitably come. And this is what makes you truly appealing in relationships. This trait becomes especially important. Women are attracted to men who don't overreact. Emotional volatility is exhausting. Everyone can see through it, and it's one of the quickest ways to drive people away. On the other hand, a man who faces challenges with poise, whether it's a conflict, a setback, or a moment of tension, commands respect. You must rise above the noise. A man who doesn't let emotions dictate his actions exudes a quiet strength, which paradoxically makes him incredibly alluring. Imagine a situation where everything around you is falling apart, people are panicking, emotions are high, and the pressure is mounting. What do? Do you let your anger, fear, or frustration take the lead? No, you stop. You breathe. You think. This isn't weakness. This is control. This is wisdom in action. A man who can endure such moments without cracking under pressure is someone who offers others stability. That's the kind of man women respect and are drawn to, not because he's perfect, but because he's steady when everything else is unstable. And let's be clear, you must not mistake emotional control for coldness. Emotional control doesn't mean hiding your feelings. It means not letting your feelings control you. Be the calm in the storm. That is true emotional mastery. You are in command of your inner world, and because of that, the outer world becomes a place where you can act with purpose. Not be swept away by the current of emotions. By practicing practical stoicism, you realize that attraction is not about doing everything in a rush or desperately seeking validation. It's about being deliberate. It's about choosing your actions, your words, your responses, with wisdom and thoughtfulness. In every situation, you must ask yourself, am I reacting out of impulse, or am I responding with intentionality? By following this path of wisdom, you create an unshakable foundation within yourself. Women can feel it. They feel the stability. You bring the ability to remain composed, even when the world seems to be unraveling. Makes you incredibly attractive. It's not something they can easily articulate, but they will notice it. This is the power of emotional control. So remember, when you encounter challenges or emotional temptations, don't rush in, don't overreact. Instead, pause, think, and respond. With wisdom in doing so, you align yourself with the Stoic principles that have stood the test of time, principles that lead to personal mastery, profound relationships, and undeniable attraction. 3. The importance of knowing one's own value and not seeking validation from others. You are unknowingly one of the most attractive men around. Why? Because you understand a fundamental truth that many men fail to grasp. You know your worth. You don't need anyone's validation to feel powerful or valuable. You live not for the applause of the world, but for the respect you've earned through personal growth and self-awareness. This isn't arrogance. Far from it, it's stoicism in action. As Epictetus wisely stated, freedom is the only worthy goal in life. It is won by disregarding things that lie beyond our control. You are unshaken by the judgments of others. For you, understand that the only opinion that matters is your own. You do not seek to compete, flaunt achievements, or parade your success. Instead, you focus on mastering your own life setting, your goals, and relentlessly pursuing them. Men who embrace this mindset do not just live, they command life. They don't bend or break when faced with challenges. They simply adapt, grow, and move forward. This is what makes you truly magnetic. You embody the power of stoicism, the quiet, unshakable confidence that women find so irresistible in relationships. This principle is a cornerstone. When you are secure in yourself, when you don't need to prove anything to anyone, you become the most desirable figure in any room. Women are drawn to men who possess an unwavering sense of self. You don't need to perform. You live by principles that are rooted in Stoic wisdom. Your strength, your inner peace, and your ability to stay grounded in the face of chaos make you an anchor for those around you. This is what makes you the ideal man. As Marcus Aurelius put it, the happiness of your life depends upon the quality of your thoughts. You have learned this, and as a result, you exude an aura of self-assuredness that others can't help but admire. The world is full of men scrambling for attention, seeking external validation, and bending to the whims of societal pressure. You, however, are different. You are not swayed by external forces. You know that to win in life, you must first win within yourself. This is the Stoic way, the way of Epictetus. Learning to control your thoughts and actions, you are able to rise above the noise and focus on what truly matters. Your growth, your values, your vision. As a result, you become a man who is not just attractive, but powerful. So let's be clear. Don't chase after the fleeting approval of others. Don't waste your energy seeking validation. Instead, invest in yourself. Know your worth, and let the world see that you are a man who doesn't need anyone else's approval. To live a fulfilling, successful life, you must live by your principle. And in doing so, you will create a magnetic presence that attracts the right people and opportunities. Stoicism teaches us that true power comes from within, and by embracing this mindset, you will win not just in relationships, but in every aspect of life. Epictetus once said, "It's not what happens to you, but how you react to it that matters." Choose to react with confidence. Choose to react with strength. And know this, you already have what it takes to win. If you found this valuable, don't forget to like, comment below, and share this with someone who could benefit. And remember to subscribe for more timeless wisdom. Comment too. Remember, I know my worth, and I stand strong in my value. By embracing this powerful mindset, you're not just becoming more attractive, you're living a life of deep confidence and personal growth. For attraction from patience and not rushing in relationships. Don't make the mistake of thinking that rushing into relationships makes you more attractive. It's the opposite. A truly attractive man understands one of the most powerful secrets in human connection. Patience relationships aren't built in a day, and a man who appreciates this is a man who understands something deeper, something rooted in ancient wisdom. He knows that the bond between two people takes time to nurture, to grow, and to become something meaningful. While most men may try to impress quickly, pressuring the connection to evolve at an unnatural pace, this man knows that real attraction isn't about a fast start. It's about a steady and genuine build. Think of the timeless principles of old Stoic wisdom: slow, deliberate, unhurried. That is the essence of a strong connection. It's about allowing things to unfold naturally, without forcing them into a mold or racing against the clock. He doesn't try to squeeze the relationship into a timeline that feels rushed or inorganic. Instead, he stands by Stoic principles and lets things develop at their own pace, giving both himself and the other person the space to be fully present without anxiety or expectation. Patience doesn't mean being passive. It's about having the iron mind to trust the process and let things grow without artificial speed. This mindset is a quiet strength, and it is deeply attractive. It's the sign of a man who respects the emotional space of the other person. He doesn't feel the need to rush the woman into a decision or commitment. There's no pressure, only the steady understanding that something real and lasting takes time to build. This patience isn't a sign of uncertainty, but of immense confidence in the self and the other person. He shows that he values the other person's emotions and time just as much as his own, making women feel understood, respected, and free. The women around him feel no urgency to push things forward too fast. Instead of anxiety or expectation, they experience ease and comfort. This ease, this genuine space for the relationship to breathe and develop at its own pace, is a magnet for attraction. There's no rush. There's just the pleasant feeling of a connection unfolding naturally. You must embrace this. It's not just about the slow build. It's about showing that you trust in yourself, your principles, and the value of time, the ability to be patient with someone else. Allowing the relationship to mature in its own time shows maturity and emotional intelligence, two qualities that go hand in hand with old Stoic wisdom. The Stoic man is never in a hurry, never desperate to push for something. He knows that true connection takes time, and this understanding is part of the magnetic aura he exudes in a world where many are in a rush to skip steps, to force feelings to move too quickly in relationships. Being a man who embodies the old Stoic wisdom and the power of patience is rare and undeniably attractive. A man with an iron mind knows the value of pacing himself, understanding that the most powerful relationships aren't made in haste, but in the slow and steady growth of trust and mutual respect, patience. Doesn't mean waiting idly. It means taking action when it's right, allowing the connection to flow, not forcing it. You must be the type of man who allows things to unfold naturally, and women will find this quality deeply magnetic. That's the secret. Embracing the wisdom of patience as the key to genuine attraction. 5. Attraction from a strong presence, without need for overexpression. Gentlemen, here's the truth. You don't need to scream for attention. You don't need to flash your wealth or achievements. You don't need to overexpress yourself to be noticed. Know what truly draws people to you, especially women, is the energy you carry, your strong presence, the way you move through the world. Speaks louder than any flashy gestures ever could. This is the essence of practical Stoicism. The Stoic rules are clear. You don't need to seek validation from the external world. It's about the internal peace and strength you cultivate. This inner strength radiates naturally without effort, and it's magnetic. A man who is comfortable with who he is, who doesn't need to prove anything, is the man others cannot ignore. The power lies in his presence, not in his actions or words. You must understand, this attraction is not about the loudest voice in the room. It's about the man who can sit silently and still command attention. Paths of wisdom have shown us that true power lies not in what you do, but in how you are. Your calm composure, your ability to remain centered, speaks volumes. The more you try to prove yourself, the more you push people away. True attraction comes from being comfortable in your own skin, standing firm, without the need for validation. Women are drawn to men who exhibit this silent strength. Here's the key. It's about what you do when no one is looking. The Stoics taught that the external world is beyond our control. You can't control how others perceive you, but you can control your actions. When you embody self-assurance, without needing to flaunt it, you become irresistibly attractive. You are not desperately seeking attention. You're simply being who you are. This is the foundation of practical Stoicism. It's time to step away from the desperate chase for approval. A man who has internalized the Stoic mindset understands that his value doesn't lie in what he owns or what he says. It's about how he carries himself, how he lives his life with purpose and without apology. This is what makes a man truly magnetic: his inner strength, his grounded presence, and his quiet confidence. You don't need to constantly prove you're the best. In fact, by trying too hard, you might only end up pushing people away. That is the power of silence. It speaks volumes. The man who knows his worth, who doesn't need to shout about it, will always attract attention. It's not about grand gestures or loud actions. It's about how you live, how you treat others, and how you walk through life with purpose. This is the heart of Stoic rules: to control yourself, not the world around you. Think about it. No need for overexpressions. The most attractive men are often those who are not the loudest in the room. Their presence is felt without them uttering a single word. The Stoic path teaches that your true strength lies not in what others see or hear from you, but in the quiet assurance that you carry with you every day. This is what people are drawn to, and this is why you are unknowingly one of the most attractive guys around. So the next time you're tempted to shout for attention or flaunt your success, remember this: don't be the man who stands firm in his quiet strength. That is where your true power lies. You must embody this wisdom. Walk with grace, speak little, but when you do, let it be with purpose. Your presence, not your performance, will make the world notice you. This is the silent, powerful attraction of practical Stoicism in action. And if you find today's content very interesting, Please give me a word of encouragement by commenting. Very interesting, in the comment section. That is a huge motivation for us. Thank you. 6. Attraction from the ability to maintain independence and space. You may not realize it, but the truth is, you're one of the most attractive men around. The secret isn't some fleeting physical trait, nor is it about chasing after approval or validation. It's your ability to maintain independence and space in a relationship. Let me be clear, an attractive man knows how to stand alone, and that power is magnetic. It's not about being distant or cold. It's about being comfortable in your own skin, unshaken by the need for constant affirmation. When you live this way, you not only become a man of substance, you become a man of respect for yourself and from others. Epictetus, the Stoic philosopher, wisely said, "Freedom is the only worthy goal in life. It is won by disregarding things that lie beyond our control." This idea resonates deeply in relationships. The attractive man doesn't let his worth be tied to the approval or emotions of anyone else. He doesn't seek constant validation. He knows the power of solitude. He can be present without being needy. And this power is magnetic. Women are drawn to men who stand firm in their own identity. There's nothing more appealing than a man who doesn't rely on others to define him. His autonomy creates space where mutual respect can thrive. This is where attraction lives. Not in dependence, but in independence. Don't misunderstand. This isn't about shutting people out. It's about not allowing anyone to control your emotional state. That's real power. That's what makes you attractive. As you walk through life, remember that Stoicism isn't some old-fashioned idea. It's a timeless strategy for winning at life. It's about commanding your own emotional universe and becoming unshakable in who you are. In modern life, we're often told we must depend on others for happiness or success. But Stoicism teaches us that victory comes from within. Epictetus would tell you wealth consists not in having great possessions, but in having few wants. The more you learn to rely on your own inner strength and stay emotionally free, the more you attract those around you. In today's fast-paced, approval-driven world, maintaining your independence sets you apart. It's a trait that gives you command over your own life and draws people to you. Women want men who can stand on their own. They want men who can be present without being consumed by the relationship. They want men who are grounded in their own identity. They are drawn to autonomy because they understand that it breeds mutual respect. This is not just a theory. It's reality. You want to win. Learn to embrace your independence. It will set you on a path of success, not just in your relationships, but in all areas of life. When you stop seeking constant validation from others, you become a force to be reckoned with. That's when you start winning, and that's when the world starts noticing. So don't waste time trying to please everyone. Stand firm in your independence and watch how it transforms your life. The man who masters himself. Be the man who wins, just like the great Stoic philosophers. You have the ability to shape your own reality. Keep your distance when needed. Stand strong in your own value and watch how others will start gravitating towards you. That is the power of independence. That is how you win. 7. Attraction from facing challenges without fear. An attractive man is not merely defined by his physical strength or appearance. It's about his ability to face challenges without fear. The real magnetism lies in his iron mind, a mindset rooted in old Stoic wisdom, which teaches us that life's obstacles are not to be feared, but to be faced head-on with resilience and clarity. Women are drawn to men who don't crumble. At the first sign of adversity, they crave a partner who remains calm and steadfast when things get tough, not someone who runs from challenges or gets overwhelmed by them. You must understand these difficulties and hardships are not anomalies. They are an inevitable part of the human experience. A man who can embrace this reality without hesitation is not only powerful in the physical sense, but in a deeply emotional, intellectual, and spiritual way. His fearlessness is a reflection of his strong mind, built on Stoic principles that allow him to maintain his composure, his focus, and his sense of purpose, no matter the storm that may come his way. This is what makes him so captivating to others, especially women. It's not about always being right or winning every battle. It's about the courage to persist, to act with integrity and resolve, no matter the outcome. He knows that life is full of difficulties, yet he doesn't allow them to defeat him or shake his confidence. Instead, he tackles them with the belief that every problem is an opportunity for growth. His fearlessness isn't about being reckless or blind to danger. It's about possessing the inner strength and wisdom, born from old Stoic wisdom, to make decisions calmly and wisely under pressure. In the eyes of a woman, this makes him a source of security and reliability. He isn't just a strong man. He's the one she can count on when life gets tough. He's a model of consistency and resilience. Someone who shows that no matter how hard things get, there is always a way forward. She feels safe with him, not just because of his physical strength, but because of the steady, unshakable confidence he exudes in the face of adversity. This is the core of what makes him irresistibly attractive. The iron mind he carries, grounded in Stoic principles, makes him someone who isn't fazed by life's inevitable setbacks. This, more than anything, is what sets him apart and draws others toward him, especially women. It's time to realize that attraction isn't about trying to be someone you're not. It's about embodying the qualities that come naturally. When you cultivate an iron mind, honed through the understanding and practice of Stoic principles, be the man who faces challenges with courage and clarity. Don't fear difficulties, but rather embrace them as opportunities to showcase your strength, resilience, and fearlessness in doing. So you not only overcome life's trials, but you also become the kind of man that everyone, especially women, instinctively admires and desires to be around. So don't wait for the storm to pass. Be the one who faces it with unwavering confidence, knowing that with the strength of your mind and the wisdom of the Stoics, there is nothing you cannot overcome. If you've made it this far, you're already embodying the essence of true attraction. Men who face challenges head on and without fear are rare, and that's exactly what makes them stand out. You are building the foundation for resilience and strength that others admire. Please comment below. I embrace challenges with courage, and I am ready to lead. 8-8. Respect for women without special treatment. When it comes to attraction, there's a common misconception that men have to go above and beyond to show respect to women, whether through excessive flattery, grand gestures, or constant praise. But here's the truth. The most attractive men don't need to try so hard. They understand something crucial. Respect is not about putting women on a pedestal or treating them like fragile beings. It's about seeing them as equals, confident, capable, and fully deserving of respect without needing to go out of their way. This simple act of recognition, this quiet respect, can make you one of the most attractive men around. Don't confuse kindness with excessive praise. The man who follows the Stoic rules of respect doesn't need to heap admiration on every woman he meets. He doesn't need to sugarcoat every compliment or walk on eggshells around them. Instead, he treats them as human beings, strong, independent, and worthy of recognition for their individuality. The attractive man knows that respect doesn't need a performance. It is woven into every word, every action, every moment. The key here is equality, an understanding that women don't need special treatment to be valued. The truth is when a man treats women equally, without playing the savior or the knight in shining armor, something remarkable happens. He makes them feel safe, not out of pity, but out of genuine respect for their autonomy. Women don't feel that their value is tied to the man's approval. They feel confident in their own skin. They feel like partners, not subjects. This respect has a profound effect on relationships. It creates a solid foundation based on mutual understanding. When both partners in a relationship feel that they are seen as equals, each bringing something unique to the table, the relationship becomes indestructible. The attractiveness of a man is not found in his ability to offer empty compliments or grand gestures, but in his ability to respect, to understand, and to cherish the strength of his partner. This is the secret of the most enduring relationships, built on respect, not neediness. You must grasp this. Respect is not a show. It's not something you do for approval or to win someone over. It's not a performance. It's a genuine understanding of equality. And this is where practical Stoicism comes into play. The Stoic path teaches us to act with integrity, to remain calm and composed, and to value others for who they truly are. Stoics don't inflate others' worth artificially. Instead, they respect their fellow human beings without exaggeration or diminishing their value. When you respect women without special treatment, you align yourself with the paths of wisdom that lead to long-term relationships filled with genuine connection and mutual appreciation. By viewing women as equals, not as objects or prizes, you are stepping into a space of maturity and wisdom, something that is innately attractive. Remember, don't overdo it. Don't play the knight in shining armor role unless it's truly needed. Respect is not about constantly doing things for someone. It's about how you treat them when no one is looking. That's what makes you attractive. Not how much you praise or protect, but how much you genuinely respect and see them for who they are. As the attraction isn't in the performance, it's in the authenticity. The attractive man knows that treating women with dignity, without special treatment, is the highest form of respect. And this practical Stoicism, grounded in equality, is the real path to lasting connection. Be confident in your equality. Don't feel like you have to elevate others artificially to make them feel good. You don't need to do anything except treat people like people, and that, my friend, is how you become not just attractive, but irresistible. 9. Attraction from creating memorable moments without the need for showiness. You are already one of the most attractive men around, even if you don't realize it. It's not about extravagant gestures or expensive gifts. It's about presence. It's about how you show up in a room, the small moments you create, and the impact you leave behind. The truly attractive man knows this. He doesn't need to organize grand events to capture attention. In fact, it's the subtle, sincere moments that leave the deepest, most lasting impression. You don't need to go out of your way to impress anyone. Simple gestures, an honest smile, a meaningful glance, words that show you care, are the things that resonate. Epictetus, a Stoic philosopher, reminds us, it's not what happens to you, but how you react to it that matters. Your actions and the way you engage with those around you make you stand out far more than flashy displays ever could. Your value doesn't lie in what you buy or the extravagance you put on display. It's in the real moments you create, those that are rooted in sincerity and genuine care. When you act from a place of authenticity, when you treat people with respect and kindness, you set the stage for meaningful experiences. You must embrace this truth. Attraction isn't about putting on a show. It's about making someone feel heard, seen, and valued in today's fast-paced, flashy world. That's rare. And that's why it stands out. Women and anyone you come into contact with gravitate toward this authenticity. They are drawn to those who bring depth, who are capable of creating real connections. It's not about trying to be something you're not. It's about letting your true character shine through. The Stoic idea of living with purpose and integrity will make you magnetic, as Epictetus said. He who is not a good servant will not be a good master. The man who doesn't need to prove anything to anyone. The one who knows his value is the one others are drawn to. You must stop trying to impress. It's time to win with authenticity. Look at the world around you and focus on what really matters. Don't waste energy trying to gain approval through superficial acts. Instead, aim to connect on a deeper level. Ask yourself, what's the legacy you want to create? It's the moments of connection that truly matter. The world is filled with noise and distractions, but the man who can quiet the chaos and offer something real will always stand apart. Stoicism teaches us to be grounded in our own worth, focus on what we can control, and to value simplicity. That's where true power lies. That's how you win. You must understand this. You are already enough. Don't ever doubt that. When you stop chasing external validation, you'll discover the inner power that naturally draws others toward you. Let Stoicism guide. You let Epicurus's teachings mold your character, and soon you'll realize how effortlessly you stand as one of the most attractive men in the room. Create moments, not shows. Make people feel something real. That is your power. That is your charm. You must let go of any pretense. It's your authenticity, your ability to care, and your commitment to living with integrity that makes you truly attractive. 10. Attraction from the ability to maintain mystery and not be easily decoded. Attraction often stems from the ability to maintain an air of mystery, something that many men unknowingly possess. It's not about being elusive or cold, but rather about knowing when to hold back, to leave parts of yourself unrevealed. You must understand that the art of mystery lies in what you don't say, not in what you choose to hide. When you as a man hold back just enough, whether it's your thoughts, emotions, or plans, it creates an enigma, a compelling aura that draws others in. This isn't about creating an impenetrable wall. It's about offering just enough for curiosity to flourish. Women are wired to be attracted to men who are not easily decoded, who aren't an open book. They're intrigued by the challenge, the excitement of trying to understand the depths of your character. It's this psychological pull that ignites the fire of attraction. You must realize that the mystery doesn't need to be something elaborate or complicated. It's simply about choosing when and how much to reveal. It's about maintaining a sense of independence, of not oversharing or putting all your cards on the table. The key to becoming magnetic to others lies in cultivating an iron mind, a Stoic mental framework where you remain composed, calm and unperturbed by the need to constantly explain yourself or justify your actions. This Stoic principle of controlled vulnerability is powerful. It keeps others guessing, and in that guessing, they are drawn to you even more. Mystery, when done right, doesn't mean being distant or closed off in an emotional sense either. It's about keeping a few cards to yourself, letting others form their own conclusions, and allowing them to feel the thrill of the unknown. Imagine a puzzle. People are naturally drawn to it when they can't immediately figure it out. In the same way, when you maintain a level of unpredictability, you pull others into your orbit. You become someone they want to understand more deeply, someone who is both interesting and at times elusive. In fact, women find the most attractive men to be those who aren't desperate to reveal every detail of their lives. Don't mistake this for playing games or trying to be manipulative. This is about being authentic and confident in who you are. The more you learn the power of Stoic wisdom, the more you'll realize that maintaining the sense of mystery is part of becoming a man who is self-assured and unafraid of what others think. You must embody the principles of the Stoics, understanding that there's strength in knowing your worth without the need to constantly showcase it. An iron mind allows you to stand firm in your own identity, undeterred by external expectations. This doesn't mean you should retreat into complete silence or obscurity, but rather selectively choose when to reveal certain aspects of yourself, building intrigue along the way. That's the essence of attraction, rooted in mystery. You don't have to be an open book for others to be captivated by you. It's about harnessing the power of not always offering your full story. This is a timeless truth, grounded in old Stoic wisdom, that the truly magnetic men of history have known all too well. They didn't wear their hearts on their sleeves. Instead, they stood strong in their mystery, inviting others into their world. Through a careful balance of revelation and restraint, you must adopt this mindset. 2. Maintain your distance when necessary. Leave some things unsaid and watch as others become more intrigued by your presence. Conclusion. Why you're unknowingly one of the most attractive guys around. The Stoic Hub. Hey there! Thanks for sticking with me until the end. Remember, real attraction isn't about flaunting your achievements or making a scene. It's about the quiet confidence you carry within your ability to remain calm and your strength in staying true to who you are. Keep focusing on building your independence, being patient in relationships, and respecting those around you. These qualities are timeless, and women are naturally drawn to men who can live authentically and create a space of trust and freedom for themselves and others. So my advice to you, stay grounded, stay true, and keep that inner calm. It's not just attractive, it's unforgettable. Catch you in the next one.